Yeah, what's good, people? This is Fullscale, and you're tuning in to the Bali Praia Podcast. Peace.
Hey! 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 Hey!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Bali Praia Podcast. I'm your host, DJ Mikey Moran, and lots of exciting stuff has been happening around here. We've just crossed our 1 year anniversary. Aw, shit. As always, we would like to thank everyone for their love and support because without you guys, we wouldn't be standing here today. Collaborating with Trigger Production recently, we've just had Red Bull Freestyle champion DJ Hummer all the way from France, showcasing his style, his technique, doing a workshop over here, as well as recording a super awesome Mixtape Monday. October was also a big month, featuring our first movie night with Groove, the movie that actually inspired me to become a DJ. You guys should check it out, and we're definitely going to be featuring more movie nights coming soon at Bali Praia. And Bali Praia has also been featuring a lot of workshops, the first one being a creative workshop with DJ Stevie Stibbs, showcasing his journey, his struggles, his successes, and trying to give out inspiration to all you DJs that are out there. And another workshop we've recently had is a collaboration with Tribe Theory, where we basically invite entrepreneurs from different industries to share their journeys and their struggles. This time we had a theme on eco-sustainability, which was really awesome as we came together with everyone trying to figure out how to save the world together. And lastly, together with ABM and Slam Jam Productions, we put together a sharing session for Double Dip, a side project that we've put together that raises funds for eco schools in Lombok by Aisha Audis. This woman has been winning a lot of entrepreneurial awards for her contribution in saving the environment. She upcycles plastics from the rivers. She does coral plantation. She does mangrove plantation. And she even has gone to Kalimantan when there was a lot of fires, and she was out there giving out masks to the people that were surviving the fire. So if you missed any of those, you can check out our YouTube channel where all our videos are there. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification button so that you are notified of new videos that are coming out to our channel. And today, we have another superstar here in the building. This man wanted to DJ at a very young age and always wanted to be the man behind the music in every party. Having influence from his dad, who was a funk soul lover, he made his first mixtape with Michael Jackson tracks. His genres include R&B and hip-hop, which then migrated to open format as long as it had soul. He has had major residencies in the famous Supper Club and the illest at the dopest venue called Jimmy Woo. He has made international appearances in Dubai, Milan, Croatia, Turkey, Indonesia for sure, Morocco, Germany, to name a few. And then he has also played in major festivals such as Mysteryland, Latin Village, VLAN, and much, much more. He has also produced for artists such as Good Grip, Dion Mays, and created a lot of concept parties such as Empire, Monday, and many, many more. And lastly, he has been in a major hip-hop project called History of Rap, performing with legends such as Jazzy Jeff and Grandmaster Flash. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome DJ Fullscale.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Welcome to Bali and, of course, Bali Praia, bro.
Thanks,
Bro,
man.
it's awesome to have you here. So how's it been so far? I believe you've been to Indonesia quite a few times, yeah?
Yes, I've been traveling here. I think since 2009 or 8, something like that. I've been going back and forth like almost every year.
Wow, what was your first gig here?
My first gig was in Jakarta for the Machiavelli crew back
Oh
then.
yeah. So you've been to Bali a few times, I believe. I asked this to all the DJs that come in, like, what makes Bali so special for you? You know?
Well, first of all, it's a beautiful island. The weather's always nice. The food is really nice. I got an Indonesian background as well, so it's really cool to get back to my roots a little bit.
You gotta love the nasi campur here.
Yeah, of course, the nasi campur is great, man. Yeah, and all the fruits and the coconuts and whatever. Yeah, it's really nice. So you have that, and also like I said, I've been traveling back and forth, so I know my way around a little bit. So it's always nice to come back and do like stuff you did like last year, whatever. And And yeah, one of my best friends is living here, so probably know Good Grip as well.
Of course.
Yeah,
Shout out to
shout
Good
out.
Grip. What
Yeah,
up?
yeah. So yeah, it's always fun to go back here. Like it's not yeah.
It's cool whenever you come back because you've already built like your family here. You know, I mean, we got Stan here as well, Good Grip, and all the Trigger crew. So it's and especially in a place like Bali where it's just awesome. You know what I mean?
It's like my second home out of the rain.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. And what shows have you done recently? And what shows are you going to be doing in this trip particular?
In this trip, I've been to Mirror. I played a Mirror once again, and I've been to Vault. Played a Vault. I did La Favela also, and I'm gonna do Vault again next Saturday. So as an extra, before I leave back to Holland, I do another Vault.
And then how do you feel like music, Bali music has progressed? I mean, I know that it's. I talked to actually a few people about this. That when people come to Bali, people are expecting a holiday. They want to hear I guess like some commercial music out there, and you have your you do your thing. So I mean, do you find it fun to play here in Bali, and what do you feel like it's moved forward since the first time you've come? It's you've been here since 2009. So what do you think about the music scene here, basically?
Yeah, it really evolved for sure.
Yeah.
Like the first time I came here was really commercial, and it was a little bit different for me because back in Holland, back in Amsterdam, I'm really known for doing exactly the opposite. Like I don't want to do too much commercial stuff, and so it was a little bit difficult, like to read the crowd as well, and they change really fast. Like if they know a song, they're really happy, and if they don't know a song, they buzz out.
It's crazy.
That's a DJ thing you have to learn as well. Like read the crowd and anticipate on that. So and about evolving, the music evolved really well. I think there's a lot of places right now that they experiment with music more, and of course hip hop R&B is way more popular than in 2009. It was all EDM and house most of the time, and pop music.
It's crazy how that movement of music is going, because I really feel like hip hop has come like in a major comeback, man. Like it used to be. I was DJing in clubs in 2004 with Stan, and that was the era of like Nelly, Ja Rule, and all that. And you could not hear house music in Jakarta. It was just all hip hop. And then it migrated to, I guess we call it eclectic, with Irwan and Edja playing a little bit of that. Then it moved to EDM. And then I guess people are just tired of the same rhythmic flow. I mean, EDM, no offense to EDM players all there, but it's just like it's the same thing over and over. And then with hip hop, at least it's come back. It's evolving. The sounds are good. The rap is good. They even came out with a show, Rhythm and Flow, on Netflix. Like there's all these things with hip hop that I feel is booming, and I feel like it's really cool to see that Bali is become the frontier of that, as you said, with experimental places and all that. Okay, let's rewind back a bit. Let's start with the basics. Let's start with the name, Fullscale. Where did that come from?
Wow. Yeah, that's like a not a really exciting story, but yeah, Fullscale. Just when I started DJing, I had no name, and I was already like doing parties, and I was DJ Wesley or whatever.
Okay, so it started with DJ Wesley.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
I don't even have a name. I didn't put Wesley on the flyer or whatever. But no, I like yeah. When I was really thinking about using a name, like a proper artist name or whatever, I was just thinking, and didn't come up with any. And one of my favorite albums to listen to at that moment was the Fullscale EP by Showbiz and AG.
Word.
So
okay.
That's kind of how it just.
All right, and then it kind of just stuck. Cool. And then speaking of musical influences, you had your dad, who was. Tell me a little bit about that. Like he was just playing a lot of funk soul, and that's how you really got into it.
Yeah. Basically, that's it. When my father was younger, he was. I think he tried DJing as well, because he had like a really small mixer, and that was actually my first mixer that I ever experienced with. and he had a record collection. So he had a lot of disco, funk, and soul. So a lot of Gap Band, a lot of Isley Brothers, and also a little bit of reggae. And and when I found out about the record collection and stuff, I had my little collection with Michael Jackson and stuff. Like, I was a really big Michael Jackson fan. And I started with one turntable and that little small mixer, and I put CDs in my player and then mixed the record with the CD. So yeah, I only had one turntable to adjust tempo. So yeah, that's how I started experimenting.
Okay. And then the sound of turntablism had a major influence with you. I was reading your bio. You saw a DMC championship or battle in Amsterdam in 2000. Was this the big influence for you then? I mean, you were recording mixtapes first, and then what was the jump to become a DJ, like a real DJ? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it basically it evolved also. Like, it was like a go back and forth. So first experimented with the records of my dad, and then I did mixtapes for myself, like recorded stuff, and then learning. And so DJing was already in my interest. So also like the artist side of DJing, and I went to the club, the DMC championship, and I was like, what are those guys doing, man? It's crazy. The craft of it was
Yeah, it's next level.
It's next
just
level.
Like, wow.
Yo, and I was like, oh, you can do that too on turntables. Like,
Yeah,
oh.
yeah.
And then that sparked my interest in turntablism, and I wanted to do that, so I bought like battle records and doing scratching. I was on my bedroom all day scratching and stuff, and then besides that, people asked me to do more mixtapes and parties, so that the scratching stuff went kind of like in the background again, and I went back to mixing, like really doing blends and stuff like that.
That's cool. And your sets include music from, you have always the widest range, man. Hip hop, R&B, dance hall, new soul, disco, funk, which is quite eclectic, and not a lot of DJs, they usually just kind of like stick to one genre. Like, how did you build such a big music vocabulary? Like, were you always just like, I guess, like going out, listening to music? Like, how did you discover new music, basically, back then?
Well, I was buying a lot of music when I was young. All my allowance went to buying music, like buying the little CD singles and stuff. And after that, when I was around 15, 16, I started buying records. And my interest in music, it was already like always like really broad. I even like house music back in the day, like mellow house and stuff, and I listened to that, and of course hip hop, R&B, and I listened to a lot of stuff. And the thing is, like, I like to play whatever I like. So it's basically all my sets are music that I really enjoy.
Right.
Whether it's R&B or hip hop, or it's house music, tech house, or Chicago stuff, as long as I like it. And that's why you already like asked me, as long as it has soul,
I was
right?
like trying to figure out, like, I guess my jump in question on that is like, what is that signature Fullscale sound? But it's just like, it's so wide, and it's music that you love to play, and you're trying to, I guess, transfer that energy into the dance floor. You know what I mean? That's really what DJing is about, right? It's just like, you're the captain of the ship. Like, I'm gonna play my tracks. This is what I love playing, and it's all in body language and all that. But like, people can just feel when you're just enjoying the music.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And that energy is like the most fun part of the job.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Like, sometimes you have a crowd that doesn't respond to your energy, and then you gotta have to flip it. And
that's what makes DJing, the art of DJing, rather than just an iPod, right? You gotta be on your feet. You gotta know about energies, and you gotta adapt, because every crowd is different, every club is different. You gotta go.
Sure.
Yeah. So that's cool. And then how did you start getting international gigs? Like, what was that turning point?
Wow. I think one of my first international gigs was actually it was in Malaysia, but it was another. It was in me and Good Grip were actually on a vacation, and we met up with a couple of dudes from Elite Models, and they throw a beauty pageant or something, and they asked us to do the after party.
Oh, that's sick. Okay.
Yeah.
Like one of those right time, right place kind of situations.
For sure. Yeah, that was the first the gig abroad, but my first official one was I think in South America, Curacao, on
Wow.
the island. Yeah, there was yeah.
Any gigs on the top of your head where you're like, wow, I mean, like favorite memorable gigs internationally, like that you love playing at?
Dubai was awesome. I
Wow.
mean, that was next level when I went there. It was totally different than Europe or Amsterdam. And
Just from the energy of the people and the receptance of the music, or how would
also,
you-
but also the whole entourage, because you know, Dubai is just crazy rich. Everybody's, you know.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
yeah. That was just a whole different thing, man. But all different places have different energies and different memories, and I just love my job, man. It's just everywhere's cool.
that's why we are DJs, man, because we love doing this, you know. And then I want to talk a little bit about production. You've worked with, New York MCs from the label Youngster. And then what is it that you can tell us about, working with artists, going into production? Are you, because, we talked a little bit about this before, you would start with some production, but it still hasn't been when finished. Like, are you, I guess, do you like going into production? I mean, is this something that it fell into your lap because you are a DJ? I'm just trying to figure out the contrast of producer versus DJing to you.
Okay, yeah. Well, I make beats and produce music probably as long as I DJ already. So I started making beats with the basic software back in the days when I was 16, something like that. And
what was the software? Do you remember?
It's called Magic's Music Maker.
Okay.
And it was all based on samples and loops, so you can cut the stuff and like copy paste and
Yeah.
make your own music. After that, I went to Fruity Loops, working with Fruity Loops 3 or 4, I think. And then after Fruity Loops, I went to Reason, and that when I started using samples really heavy, man. I'm basically producing a lot of stuff based on samples. I love to dig, and yeah, most of my production are hip hop orientated. So
Okay.
and that's production for me is like I like to do it. So it's not really my job. I don't do a lot of production for artists. I did a couple, and basically it was like they enjoyed my beats and they liked it, and they asked for it to use it, and I was like, yeah, cool, whatever.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like the evolution, the next part of DJing, because DJing, you're always playing other people's music, and then I guess people start producing to produce their own sound, or kind of like work with other artists. So it's really, really cool that you do both. So you've made a lot of really cool party concepts. I've seen your bio from Empire Monday. What do you think it takes to create a cool party concept?
I always think you have like different approaches for concept. Like some people they do a concept, do a party for profit. They just simply want to make money or whatever. So it's got to be commercial. You have to think about what the kids want and how many people can go in and do the whole bar stuff. That's a different side. I always do parties. It's basically the same with everything that has to do with my music. It's like DJing, production, and the parties. I want to do what I like, and that's my core of the concept. It has to fit in my whole energy and my whole stuff. Like I want to do something, and
So then would you say after that, this is what you love to do, you create a concept of that, and then you find the like-minded people to basically execute it?
Yeah.
That's basically it.
yeah.
Okay.
And sometimes you only attract like 50 people, and sometimes it's like, for example, for the one in the supper club, is like I did that for almost 9 years every Monday, and it was always busy. So every
Yep.
week there were 200, 300, 400 people.
And would you say like it took a little while to start, like in the beginning of the 9
Yeah,
years,
for
just
sure.
with anything and any, you're building it, the consistency, the energy, everybody goes because they know what to expect for a Monday
Yes.
kind of thing.
Especially that, because if you do something you like and you don't wanna derail from that, you have people that come and then leave again because they don't like it. So you always have to anticipate on that and start and grow
Right.
when you start. Yeah.
speaking of other projects, this one was really exciting to read about. The History of Rap with Jazzy Jeff and Grandmaster Flash. So tell us a bit about that project. How did it come about?
It actually started from my booking agency. He created the concept, and he asked me to be one of the main guys performing. So I'm the resident DJ for the concept History of Rap, and together with a really big name in Holland like MC Prime. He's he's from a really big hit back by Dope Demand, and together we built this concept, and we did the party with Grandmaster Flash, so that was really cool. A history of rap. So we do a lot of old school stuff and try to educate people about how it started, and like put all the hits out there that you know, but also like the B-sides, the remixes and stuff like. And
it's actually really, really cool because I've seen Jazzy Jeff perform a bunch of times, and he'll take like, you know, the new song, let's say next episode, but then he'll play the original because he wants people to be like, and playing the original first, people are like, oh shit, it's next episode, but it's not yet. It's like a real original beat, and then he'll drop the remix. You know what I mean? Which is really, really cool, I think.
That's really nice. Yeah, and so the second edition was with Jazzy Jeff, and it was so cool.
Yeah.
He's one of my heroes, man.
Yeah. Dude, for I think a lot of DJs, he's the one why we're doing what we do, you know. Okay, we're coming to the end of it. So if since we are a place of inspiration, any advice for producers, DJs, artists that are out there, you know, what does it take to make it, given your experience, and you've done so much and you've had so much success, you know?
I think it's probably lame to say, but just do what you love, and then you love what you do. You know, it's just put your heart and soul in it, and you will survive, I think. And of course, hard work comes with it, and but you gotta enjoy your work too, man. Otherwise, you won't last. If you don't enjoy it, and you just basically thinking about the numbers or your popularity or whatever, you won't last really long. It has to be fun.
People just think like, hey, you know, there's this side of DJing where, you know, you get more followers, you get more money and all that, but actually the real core, and these are all the old school DJs, you, me, Stan, Good Grip, all the people that started way long ago. It's like we did it for the love of music, man. You know what I mean? And everything else comes after, because it's just like when it gets derailed by, oh, how much am I gonna get paid? It actually doesn't cut it as much as like, oh man, you allow me to do what I love to do and play the music that I love to play, and let's just make a kick-ass party. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And also, like, if you do it for those numbers of followers or the whole social media thing, man, it's probably gonna peak, but then you can fall real easy. Like it's just on demand, and what's it called? Like
there's a trend.
Yeah,
Trend?
when you do it for those kind of things, it's like
superficial.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Okay, and then the last thing, any shout outs you want to give before we go?
I want to do a shout out to Trigger, the whole Trigger fam with Stan, and thanks for having me for all those years. Also, like Nando from Machiavelli back in the days, I won't forget you. Yeah, man. And and of course my boy Good Grip over here, like he's doing a lot of
what
stuff.
Up,
for me. Yeah. And you guys, man. I've met you like
a few times, during your little tours. And we have our little like 5 to 10 minute convo before you start rocking the scene and playing and all that. But it's really, really cool to see you always come back, man. It's good to have it, keep the connection alive, keep the network alive, and you've got a second home here in Bali Praia anytime you want to come, man. It's really, really cool. And maybe, who knows, like later on down in the future, if you want to do a workshop or something like that, you know, just kind of like, we're all about a place of inspiration and education, and you know, we're building this foundation. I wished Bali Praia was around when I started DJing. You know what I mean?
Man.
And
there was nothing in our time.
There was nothing. There's nothing. There's even like, you know, you learning how to scratch and all that. Now there's YouTube videos. Like back in the day, I mean, how did you learn? Like it was just watching, I bet, and trying to figure out how people manipulated that sound. You know what I mean?
It's basically practice, man. It's just I started scratching, and I just try and try and try. You know,
Yeah,
it's crazy. Sometimes I do workshops with younger people, and they have this crazy imagination about becoming a DJ within a year. And I always tell them, like, maybe I'm a little bit of an exception, but I started when I was 14 with my dad's records. The first proper DJ gig I did was when I was 19. So in between, I was practicing in my bedroom, doing school parties, doing backyard parties and stuff.
Man.
So there's a couple of years practicing and mixing in my bedroom, buying records, like building a collection, whatever. So it's gonna take time.
No
you
doubt.
can't be a DJ in like a couple of minutes or
No
a
doubt,
couple of
no
weeks.
doubt. I mean, you can. There are crash courses where you like you have controllers, but then the artistry of it is really trying to mess around and manipulate sounds and creating your original sound. You know, because you don't want to just play what all the other DJs are playing. You're creating your own brand. You know? Wow, dude, thank you so much, and we hope to see you coming back to Indo sometime soon. I'm
For
pretty
sure.
sure you've always been coming all the time, so I'm sure I'll be seeing you, and all the best on the journey ahead. So for all you guys out there, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. We'd love to hear from you guys, and stay tuned for another Bali Praia podcast coming soon to a speaker near you. I'm DJ Mikey Moran. This is DJ Fullscale. And we'll catch you guys soon. Peace.